Hey, welcome to the Bitcoin Roadshow. It's Craig here. I'm trying a new thing now, so I'm going to be looking at this camera and this one here because it's something weird's been happening with my videos, and it's the weird thing is, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy nut like I said in my last redpilldiaries video, but it's starting to look pretty strange. I'm getting corrupted videos across 3 devices. You know, they're not related. The only thing that does tie them together is a Google operating system. Anyway, it could be nothing. Well, the other thing that's strange is that even when I do look at the videos and I test them first of all, they work fine all the way through. When I upload them from a mobile device, that is when the video becomes corrupted on the mobile device, as well as either failing on YouTube to upload or uploading, but as you see on the 3-part thing that I had to upload the other day on the Kanye West slavery thing, which is actually an old piece of news, just it was a new thought on it. So I don't know, weird things, stranger things happen in this world, and let's say it is some kind of conspiracy thing as far as these companies. We already know they're deplatforming people. Anyway, I just wanted to cover that quickly, but I'm going to move on to Bitcoin Roadshow stuff, right? So it's about something I spoke about a while ago. I put property for sale over in New Zealand because I don't want to live. It's a very controlled society. Me and my brother, my second oldest brother, have said for many years that it's a petri dish, kind of a test bed for social engineering, right? So I wanted to get the hell out of Dodge, and I could see the writing on the wall. And the thing that really annoys me is a lot of my friends in New Zealand don't see it. Some of them do. They're kind of woke to the whole thing. Some of them think it's global, and it is global, but it's particularly there's certain countries that have particular things. So Canada, Sweden, USA in its own manners. They have different. It's almost like they're sharing social engineering experiments, because they know that we would notice if it was all done in one country too much. So instead, the one thing I was going to say is I'm in Eastern Europe, so even though you can drive holding a cell phone, which I'm not doing, it's in a cradle, but I might do it later on to take the bounce away from this phone, for example. Yeah, we're in Eastern Europe, so the laws are more relaxed, but unfortunately the roads are shitter. Except for if you live in Edinburgh, then you know what shit is. Actually, it's all over the world. Like, American roads are getting terrible now as well. Anyway, I wanted to explain what I was going to do with the money that I took out from fiat currencies, because this is me exiting from the old world now, right? After that, I won't have any more real estate anywhere. All I will have is it was one vehicle, because I gave away that little motorbike. I'll have one vehicle that's registered in the UK, but kind of isn't, because it's going to be statutory off-road storing, it's called. We use statutory off-road notification, because it's not going to be in the UK. And to register out here was too much of a pain in the ass, because this place has learned it's been learning from the EU how to control its people. So they're learning how they can actually hit a lottery with their taxation population in this country already. It's changed a lot since I was last in Bulgaria 5 years ago. So unfortunately, I'd say give it another 5 years and it'll be just like Western Europe. And not all of Western Europe's that controlled. As I say, I'm going to be living between Spain and, surprisingly, Germany. I'll be on the Bitcoin Roadshow on the road, literally. So the reason is because, like I said in my video last year, or maybe a year and a half ago, when I was going through the USA, and when I was living in the US, but also traveling through it, the start of the Bitcoin Roadshow, I discovered that California and Nevada were actually 2 of the freest states. Not to live in, of course, but to travel through and live nomadically. And it's the same with Germany and with Spain. So people will often say to me in these videos, oh no, I live in Spain, you know, it's not like that, the cops here are assholes. No, I understand that. They're assholes everywhere. But my point is, when you live transiently, they kind of leave you alone. Not as much as they used to, and I'm sure that loophole will get closed. That red pill life loophole will be shut soon. So we're probably the last generation that can take advantage of it. Anyway, in the meantime, let's take advantage of making crypto gains. So the strategy I'm going to use, I'm going to keep it really simple. I used to invest in anywhere between 50 to 100 coins. Definitely with the new ICO market, there's no point doing that spread bet thing. Same as I think the lending platform thing that some people out there did. As a guy, Crypto Baller out there, he's big into his lending platforms, and you know, it's similar theory as the ICO strategy, where you basically hit 100 different projects or 50 different projects, and you're probably going to get wrecked with 90% of them, but 10% or even 5% are going to make it, or even 1%, and that'll make you 100, 200x gains, and that's what their strategy is. It's spread betting, right? I don't really like to bet. I like to look on sure things, and for me, those sure things are Dash, Bitcoin, Litecoin to a degree, but mostly Dash, Bitcoin, and actually Ethereum. And the reason is because they're in the top 20, or let's say even the top 10, because they are. No, Dash is 16, isn't it? It doesn't matter. Let's say top 20. In the top 20, they're solid projects. They've been here for a long time, and they've got miners behind them. They're not tokenized. So I'm very bullish on Chainlink as well. Of course, I don't rave on about it, because I don't rave on about any non-mineable currency. Just the way I am. It's just something I've never really done. Anyway, I mean, I've been a little bit wrecked in the past through things like Neo, for example, New Economy Movement. No, that might be mineable. I can't remember, but I know that Neo is not mineable, right? And it tends to be the ones that let me down the most are non-mineable currencies. So this is why when I do give kind of advice, if you like, and I don't give a shit saying it's advice, because if you look back through my videos, you'll see that overall, if you listen to everything, you would have made a whopping profit, especially the stuff that's blocked on my old channel, but still on Facebook from 2013, 14, 15, 16, right? Those you'll be making thousands of % gain, right? So if I had to stand up in court and defend myself, which I don't have to do because I don't live in any of these countries, I don't live in any of your jurisdictions, so listen to me the same way you would listen to some peasant farmer in the middle of the mountains in Afghanistan, all right? Anyway, but I'm not a peasant farmer. So what I'm planning to do, it's quite difficult to get fiat currency out of countries, especially when they're very well controlled. So to me, I'm trying to think some of the ones in New Zealand. Some of the names of some of the companies over there. Oh God, the Cryptopia is gone. I don't mean that one. I don't think they did fiat currency anyway. There's a couple I've got on my list anyway. The problem is I can't use them because I haven't got my New Zealand driver's license anymore, because some dipshit dad, a friend of my dad's, hey John, if you're watching, I know it was you, panicking in a clean-up mode because some other guy, Uncle Bill, hey Bill if you're watching, had lost his keys, and everyone panicked, and then I'm pretty sure my wallet got thrown in a garbage bag, and of course for the first time in history the garbage men come on time that next morning, and it had a pair of my sunglasses, these Oakleys that cost me 200 quid back in the day and are now worth, guess what, $3,200, because they're VR28 blue polarized lens with a lithium, what's it called, the metal is called titanium frame. I didn't realize they were worth so much now, and I wouldn't have even brought them out. I would have just kept them in a fucking. I've got some knockoff ones I would have just used instead. Anyway, that happened, and in there was my green card, my US green card. So they wanted me to reapply for a new one, which takes 6 months and $1,000, just so I could hand it in again and say I'm not living there anymore. Fuck off! I can't be bothered with your bureaucracy anymore. The only reason I'm leaving is because of the whole tax situation, the fact that everyone is ensnared into a trap. That's why I didn't trade since 2017, because living in America you're just setting yourself up for a future trap. New Zealand and Australia are kind of similar. They were actually blocking people's bank accounts a while ago, and they might still be doing it if you take part in crypto, because it's neither legal or illegal in New Zealand. That's the stance they have on it there, right? So all I want to do is get my money the hell out of there, you know, and also convert it as soon as possible into the new economy. I don't want to be controlled. I don't want your services, government. I don't want anything from you. Therefore, you shouldn't expect anything from me, and you won't get it, except for the except for the taxes that I'm forced to pay in each country that I visit and go into because of sales tax. So I am paying tax. It's unavoidable anyway. But I'm not paying income tax because I legally do not have to. I'm not living within any one country. And I'm not paying the other tax I don't have to pay either. No one has sovereignty on me. I have sovereignty on myself. So get fucked with any... Damn it. I try not to swear. That's that done. Anyway, so what I'm planning to do... because I don't like to spend my hodl, and I got a little bit wrecked on I've been working on private so much, this other company, PRYVATE, not PRI. I've been working on that so much for the last year and a half that I've really taken my eye off everything I had on exchanges. Some things I couldn't put on the ledger at the time. I just thought, stuff I'll leave them there. I'll wait till they recover. Some things I could. One thing I could, which was H-share, which became H-cash. I found I got wrecked in it because they had had something I forgot about. They're talking about a token swap. You would have expected that token swap to last a bit longer, or to go off-chain, backup of the blockchain, so they could do a token swap for people on an ad hoc basis, because it's their duty to. You know, you're in crypto. You're not in what they called store cards. Here, buy your Target card, and then 3 months later, or 6 months later, it's expired. Like, that's why I think they're the worst presents in the world to give. You're basically giving money that has a sell-by date of 6 months. How stupid. Anyway, so my thing, and you can follow me to your gain or potential detriment, because nothing's written in the stars. What I'm going to be doing is waiting. Well, if I get the money soon enough, I'm going to be waiting for a dip in Bitcoin. I'll be putting a portion into Dash, because I really believe Dash can still make big, what's it called? A resumption of its course where it was. It was on about $1,500 at one stage. It's on 150, I think, something. I won't get these figures right. I don't look at the coin market cap every day anymore. It's part of my, if you like, meditation and fighting FOMO and all these hype feelings that you get. I don't stay glued to coin market cap anymore, right? It's not healthy. 2017, I had a very unhealthy year with trading. Made a lot of money, but the amount of time I spent in front of that screen was insane. I could spend 23 hours sometimes and have a micro sleep and wake up and start trading again. That's not good. So, and this is the thing actually, on that, you can make some bad mistakes, the same as being drunk when you trade, or drunk when you're a gamer or something. You know, you make mistakes, or drunk when you play pool. But you can also, through sleep deprivation, make some pretty good mistakes, because your instincts are all gone. The usual FOMO that you might get and reactions, emotional reactions, might get dulled, delayed, or you might jump on something sooner. Because sometimes when you get that whole fear of missing out thing, you think about something, then you don't do it, then you do. Well, that's a human instinct, the fact that you delayed. And if you don't delay, because you've got your head's all fucked up, then you actually sometimes make good wins. And I've done that a lot of times. So just by being messed up or trading when I'm drunk or high or whatever. Anyway, just something I got to share with you there. It's all random at the end of the day. The more random that you can be, the better you can fight against being one of the masses that are being played by bots. Anyway, I actually wouldn't mind comments on that one. Any other experienced traders out there who found anything similar or think I'm full of it? Let me know what you think. Other than that, that's what I'm going to be doing. Ethereum, I was actually quite against, and I'll tell you why. I sold out my Ethereum in the end of 2000. I made whopping profits on Ethereum. I bought in at an average of $8, and as little as $3.50 or $4.50, I think, when I started. Actually, I bought for more. I think it was like 12, but then it went down, so I bought cheaper again. So it averaged being about $8, I think, in total. So why am I going back on what I said? I mean, it's not that I'm really going back on what I said. It's that at the time I said it, I believed it. I believed that the ICO market was going to die, and it did. 2018 it died. And and I don't know if it will recover, because the thing is, you can't just make a prediction and it'd be correct the whole time. New information comes to light, and we always knew the rating network was something that was on the horizon. It may solve their scaling problems. Stupid little things like CryptoKitties might be a thing of the past. Who knows what it brings, but it may bring a lot faster network. It may handle some of the stuff 3G third generation networks are doing. You know, your proposed Cardano and what was the other one? Not EOS. There's other ones as well, but anyway, I'll just mention those two. So they're both third gen. So they could be doing game application stuff, you know, for VR. Then again, they might not be the choice of smart contracts in the future. People might want to just use a mixture of things to publish their coin. They might still use Ethereum. They might use Chainlink to bring it together. So let's say you have a game and you want to have a token in a game. You might use an Ethereum token in the game. You might have, let's say in the game, if you die, you might have a will in your game, because we're doing private. We're doing a smart will. We're going to try use Chainlink for that and see how we go. We don't mind even if that FUD is true about centralization. I haven't looked into it enough on the oracles being centralized and plan to be decentralized later. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm looking for functionality and something that interfaces with the blockchain and stops us having to develop and spend a hell of a lot of time doing so, right? Yeah. So anyway, that's one of the things I just wanted to. I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but. Yeah, look out for when we launch the mobile app. Our initial intention was to put everything on one app, and it hasn't worked out that way because of the core being a little bit out of date. We're rebuilding the core of the Private Now app. We're going to go back to do that again. It's just sometimes you need to do things in a certain order, or else you're never going to get to the stage of finishing things and getting the next level of seed investment that you require to hire all the staff that you need. It takes a lot of manpower to do some of these things, and it takes getting the right people. You know, just find the right guys straight away. You have a vision, and to make that vision happen, it's not like, right, let's just go find the guy that does that. No. And it's the same in other niches of IT. It's taken months to find these guys in infrastructure back in London. We're on a kind of cloud hosting company that competes with Amazon and all the likes, but our point of difference is that this is Blackbox, another company who I'm a CSO for. So we found some good guys, and last minute, no, back to the drawing board. After, I can't stand recruitment, but at the end of the day, you can't just leave it to recruiters and HR people, because they're mostly morons, and they'll never fill your position with good people. You just have someone that ends up making them money for the next month until you decide that they're an absolute idiot and you've got to get rid of them. So you need to engage yourself, and it's a lot of time. So yeah, my plan is, I'm not going to go too long on any of these one things. My goal is always to accumulate more Bitcoin while also keeping some profit in the coins that I've made profit in. So I'm imagining that I'm not going to buy as many Ethereum as I had back in the day. I had close to 200, and because it didn't cost me very much, and I'm not going to be buying that much. But what I will do is probably, when let's say before, I'll go long on these coins, right? And let's say they make, or I may go short with some of it. So let's say with 20% of it, I might take short-term profits, right? Another 50%, I might go long, and wait until it goes up to half its BTC ratio. And that's the same for Ethereum, Dash, and in Bulgaria, these people, they follow you in your ass. They can't go anywhere. The car right in front of you, but they can't go anywhere, but they'll still be up your ass, like they want you to move. They'll even beep at you sometimes. And I don't drive particularly slow, although today I'm filming, so I am, but I know I can't go anywhere because there's a traffic jam ahead of me. Anyway, it's just, they've got full retard mode over here. Anyway, I'm digressing. So let's say in the case of Ethereum, its high was, I think, $1,300 back in 2017, 2 weeks after I sold out for $450. That was annoying, but anyway, still made good money. Let's say it makes it to 750. Boom. That's when I'll be selling out that 50% remainder that I hadn't, that I'd still retained, and I'll probably leave across 30% of it, because then that's all profit. You see, I haven't spent anything on it. But then I can go really long, and if things like the Raiden network work out really well for Ethereum and Ethereum 2.0, then boom, I've gone in long for something that's making even more Bitcoin profits for the future, and maybe stay even longer in a percentage that I still retain. Something you always try and do is I won't call it dust, I'll call it pebbles, right? Keep some pebbles in the game, you know? With Dash, that same thing is between 150, I think is the price right now. I might be wrong there, maybe it's 300. No, it might be 150. It's irrelevant. It will reach previous peaks. You can never guess if Bitcoin's going to outpace these things. Right now, they're both on the BTC ratio with things like DigiByte. It's another coin actually that I'd probably spread into. Although the gains won't be as big, but I would still get some of that. And Litecoin again when the price comes down, and Chainlink when the price comes down. One of the few unminable coins that I will be getting a stake in. So that's what I plan to do. Hopefully I can buy it in New Zealand, and then I don't have to worry about international transfers and being ripped off by the banks. Hopefully, and now I can use TransferWise if I do have to do a fiat transfer. I've been using xe.com years ago because the banks were such a rip-off, and then I switched to Zen and TransferWise. Before it was really easy to, before it was getting easier, say back in 2011-12, and it was quite difficult to do stuff in crypto. Difficult but easy. The KYC stuff was easier, of course, because it wasn't really there. But, the cops here. Thank God I'm not being pulled over. They get to stop here every day, you know? Damn, that. Yeah. Anyway, they get that stop there every day. You gotta have these things called vignettes, which is a right to drive on the road. These shitty roads, they make you have a vignette, same as in Austria. Austria, they're complete assholes. They just rape you with fines on the road there. I bought the wrong vignette over there, only because I was advised to do it by the person, the staff member, and so their buffoonery cost my friend, because he paid it 750 euros. Thanks, Dean. And I told you I'll go halves on that, but he was going to argue it, so he said don't bother at the moment. Anyway, yeah, that's about all I can say to that one, really. I think those are the main coins, the primary ones being Dash, Bitcoin, so your fiat gains, so your direct from fiat gains, the biggest gains you can make with the stable, what I regard as stable coins, those that have been around for a long time, that have trust and a community behind them. The best three are Dash, as far as making these gains back again, based upon previous highs and previous price action and reliability, and where it's not just based upon previous highs. When you look at BTC to alt ratio, what you should be looking at is, when I'm looking at the price right now, is the dip right now, if I look at the time across the last year or the last 3 years, has it spent most of the time under that price or over that price? And if it's most of that time over that price, then you've probably got a good thing. If it's 60-70% over that price, then you pretty much can't go wrong. So that's why I'm choosing those ones. Of course, the other ones, to a smaller effect, would be, I would say Monero, but I've been wrecked too many times in Monero. Not wrecked really, just holding back. Same as Neo. I'm not going to do it anymore. So Monero is mineable solid ones, even though it's used in the dark web. I'm not going to trust using that. I'd be a lot more bullish, to be honest with you, on Electronium than I would be on that, on Monero. And I don't know why. It's just to me, Monero has always been a bad luck coin, so I'm going to stay away from it. Whereas Dash has always been better for me, and so had Zcash. But I don't. I didn't agree with the way they structured things and the break off with Z Classic. So and the same, I didn't really agree with what happened at Ethereum yet. I actually dumped my Ethereum Classic fairly recently. I'm not going to stick with it anymore. I just don't see the use case. Sorry guys, that's just the way you all get your own opinions, don't have to go on about it.